Hello everyone, welcome back. So in the last lecture, we installed required softwares and tools for our web API project. So in this lesson, I am going to teach you how to create web API project. So first we need to open Visual Studio, and after open Visual Studio, click on create new project. In this we are having so many templates regarding .NET, Angular, React, so many templates are there, but for this course we are going to create a web API project. That's why here we can search for ASP.NET Core Web API. So this is C Sharp. This template has been using C Sharp. That's why I'm selecting this and click next. Here I am going to give our API name as Task Tracker API. You can change location also. Click on next, and here we can also select the older versions, but .NET 8.0 is having long-term support, so that's why we are using 8.0, and remaining we can kept as it is currently, and then we can create. After created a project, you just try to run whether it's working fine or not. We will test. So first of all, build solution. Build completed successfully. So now we can run our code. Under debug, start without debugging. If we see, if we check in our browser, this is a local host, and this is a port number, and this is weather forecast controller. So where we are getting this information, I will tell you later, but for now the project has been created successfully, and also we are able to run the project. This is a basic step. So later I will tell you about these folders. So in controllers, see weather forecast controller we have. So from this controller only we are able to getting the data there. And in the previous lessons, I told you about the Swagger, right? So Swagger is regarding documentation. So to add Swagger to our application, we need to go to program.cs. Actually, program.cs is the main entry point of our application. So from here only the application execution will starts. So up to here we are building our application, and here we are adding we are configuring our HTTP request pipeline. And so for now we haven't installed any Swagger. So to install Swagger, first of all go to dependencies. Here manage Nugget packages, and from here we can add Swagger to our project. Swashbuckle.asp.NET Core. You have to select this and install. So it should be installed without any errors. So after installing, we need to add Swagger services to our program. See, successfully installed swashbuckle.asp.NET Core, Swagger UI and Swagger Gen and Swagger. These three are needed for Swagger documentation. So we have to add Swagger services before building our application. Builder.services. We are adding to the services. Add Swagger Gen. And then we have to configure HTTP request pipeline. So here, so Swagger should be opened in development environment, because in production and UAT we don't need to check for the documentation. So for that reason I am going to add one if statement. If app dot environment dot is development. So if it is a development environment, then we are going to use Swagger documentation. So here I am going to configure my HTTP request pipeline with the Swagger documentation. Then now rebuild solution and run our application. Now if we see rebuild completed successfully, and if we run our application, start without debugging, now we should able to see Swagger documentation. We are going to use same URL, localhost, and port name will be same, and here we are going to give Swagger. Here see, we have here weather forecast. This is a controller, this is a REST endpoint. Get request, we are going to send now get request. So if you expand this one, if you expand now, we are able to see how the response. Suppose if we want to send request, then we need to click on try it out and execute. So it is sending get request to this endpoint weather forecast. So here the response, our response, see here it is 200 and details response body. So in response body we are getting the details. Like this we have to check in Swagger documentation. So usually front-end developers don't know the back-end logic and all. They can easily check in Swagger UI and they can check here how we are going to send request, what are the required parameters, and what is the HTTP method, which HTTP method or verb. Then we are going to send the request to server. Then how server will respond, what is the response we are going to expect from the server. Then we can check here. Front-end developers usually check here and they can add into their logic accordingly. So here we got response. So the same response we got here also. See, if I click on print, same response. And if I use same URL into Postman, so Postman also should give the same response. Let me show you Postman. This is the URL and I am going to send now. Wait, let me check once again. It should give the same response. See, this is the response we are getting. We can test either using Postman or Swagger. Usually Swagger we can use as documentation. For testing, usually we will use Postman. But either way, both are getting same result. Both should be giving same result. So this is a basic understanding of Web API for our project. So in the coming lectures, I will show you about how the structure of a project and what are these related to controllers and what is the program.cs. So app settings.json. So all this I will go to explain in the next lecture. Thank you.